Here we are, day 1, Monday of week 4 marathon training plan. Whew. So my last video I talked about my long run, 14 miles, averaged around just under 8 minutes a mile. Oh yeah, that was great. Now I've done very slow 3 miles as an extended warm-up to count towards another fitness challenge, which is now complete. Great stuff. Could have gone for a run on Monday, but I had some visits to do, some DIY in the house, so I rested and done some reflecting on how the week had gone, the last 3 weeks. Now the ideal plan for most people would be your weekly mileage increases. The first bulk or the first part of your training for a marathon, regardless of whatever goal pace that you're wanting to aim at, whether you just want to complete it, do it under 6 hours, 5 hours, and so on. The first part of the training plan is about just increasing and building aerobic capacity, basically your ability to run comfortably for a long distance, so that 26.2 miles doesn't shock you, or shock your body for that matter. So the focus there is just increasing that mileage, weekly mileage, your weekly kilometer count. And what I'd found, week 1, 32 miles, week 2 I think I went up to 29, week 3 again, it was late 20s, or did it go up to a 31? Anyway, probably 20 miles again. So that was good. Not an increase in mileage there, a progressive increase, but good, stable 3 weeks of getting back to training and establishing the habit of going out for runs, making time. And I think making time has been one of the bigger challenges, more than a bit of achiness and soreness and needing to just, have a couple of salt baths, which work very good actually, is fitting time to do the runs, bearing in mind that the runs would get longer or the weekly mileage will increase. So I've been doing some research into having what they call double days, where you go out for a run twice in a day, and how to slowly begin to get your body used to that. And so today, Monday, first day of what is meant to be a recovery week, a very healthy way of increasing your mileage is not just to do it on a upwards continuous trajectory, but to do it like in sort of like increased spurts, with a little sort of week of rest, or a week of establishing the mileage, and a week of maybe even bringing the mileage down so your body generates energy, adaptation happens, you build up energy and strength to then kick back again on another cycle. So we're doing them in 3-week cycles of increased mileage, 1 week of decreased mileage and a bit of rest and conditioning and strength building and adaptation before the next 3-week cycle. So this week that we're starting now would be, less mileage, more conditioning and stretching and resting, getting all of that hard work, it really embedded, allowing muscles to strengthen and your body to adapt and get stronger. So for this week, as there isn't an increase in mileage, I thought it might be a good time to gently set in place the patterns so that for the next cycle we can increase the mileage, and the body is already used to doing that. So I thought we'll either increase the mileage by just going out for longer runs, or increase the mileage by increasing the number of runs. And increasing the number of runs seems to be a sensible thing to do with my current work patterns and setup. And what that means is that I can go for example, a 3-mile run in the morning, build it up to 4 miles maybe, and then at work in my lunch break I can definitely have the time to do a 3 or 4 mile run. So during last week I was able to do 5-mile run, and they tend to be around 37-38 minutes for a 5-mile run, so just round it up to 40 minutes, but then that gives me very little time for the warm-up, the cool down, and getting changed and washed and everything. Where if I was to take away 1 mile from those runs, I buy myself another 6.5 minutes, 7 minutes, 7.5 minutes, 8 minutes for a better cool down, a better warm up, and more time to get freshened up and back into work. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to, like I did today, do a run in the morning, a nice quick run, short run, and just get the heart going. And then later on, late afternoon, I'll go for another run. The other benefits of that is you can catch out of the cool of the day, both at the beginning, in the morning where it's fresh, and then also towards late afternoon, evening. And going into the summer, that might be a sensible thing to have put in place, because there's no point just burning up underneath the heat on a, constantly going out on 2-hour runs. Anyway, waffling on. So that's it. We start our recovery adaptation week with more runs, but shorter, and less mileage, a bit more conditioning, and hopefully this will pay dividends when we pick things up into next week. There we go. Week 4. Keep the dream alive. Keep fit, keep running, keep happy, keep being outside. It's good for everybody.